What the f*** was that?
James, it's Valtteri.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever? I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the reserve drivers as we preview a massive 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. I'm Tim McDonald and what can we say about this man?
A bit lazy and it doesn't really do a lot.
But he's here nonetheless. Luke Rocco, welcome back.
Timmy boy, good to be here. The season is upon us.
We're going to be previewing the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix with a very special guest.
I'm Nico Rosberg, and I'm a girl dad.
Good for you, Nico. We will get to him in a little while, but it's great to be back, Lukey boy. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for all the lovely comments you've been leaving in the comments below.
It hurts. It's like if you get your head smashed on the ground.
And that was one of the nice ones, to tell you the truth. That was one of the nice ones.
Graphic,
but it is great to be back as we head into the first race of the Formula One season, Lukey boy, and after 2 weeks of testing, there are still so many unanswered questions.
When is the car feeling at its nicest?
What's the focus for the last half of the test now?
What do you feel inside the car?
Can you roll your tongue like this?
So many questions. The Bahrain Grand Prix is so close, Lukey boy. How excited are you?
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Wonderful insights from Luke Rocker there. Wonderful sounds from Luke Rocker, and I'm looking forward to hearing the sounds of the Bahrain Grand Prix. That is, of course, the Bahraini national anthem and my ringtone. It's a wonderful anthem, and it's a COVID-safe anthem too, Lukey boy. Always important to wear the personal protective mustache. That's how you keep COVID safe when performing the anthem.
That's an air filter if I've ever seen one.
That's an N95 tash, if ever we have seen one. Well, we're excited for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're excited to watch it all live on our friend of the show, sponsor of the show, KO. KO are back, Lukey boy.
Do they know about that?
I don't think they do, but what I do know is that every F1 race is now on KO. You can catch every qualifying and race session live and ad-break free during racing on KO. It is fantastic to have them back on board. You can watch the race live or on demand. You can catch up on the race with no spoilers, which is great for us, Lukey boy. We're here in Australia. The Bahrain Grand Prix is at 4 in the morning on Monday. We're normally watching exercise equipment ads at that time, so we can watch it on KO without any spoilers. It is fantastic. So every F1 race is now on KO.
Bahrain.
That's on there.
Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely.
Australia?
Look, they're all there. Every F1 race is on KO.
Imola.
You know, I reckon they get the idea.
Miami.
I think we move on.
Sochi.
No. It's round one of the season, Lukey boy. After 2 weeks of testing, a lot of talk about the Mercedes side pods, Red Bull's pace, Haas's new driver. But for me, the big talking point is...
stiffness will be a big topic.
Stiffness will be a big topic. A lot of stiffness happening, and it's going to be a big topic.
Okay.
And I guess the question is...
which areas are sensitive from a stiffness perspective?
I think we know the areas,
Okay.
Ross. I think we know the stiffness areas.
Because nothing is infinitely stiff.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Some things can be infinitely stiff.
It gives a real insight to the F1 executive meetings, doesn't it?
I'm not sure what they're trying to achieve with these new regulations, Lukey boy, but nothing is infinitely stiff.
One of the big talking points from testing, Tim, was Haas's new driver. I'm happy to say K-Mag is back.
Kevin Magnussen is back in Formula One. Very exciting.
Oh, look, and the fans are happy. I'm not too sure some of the current drivers are, though.
What I see from Magnussen I never saw in my life.
Okay, Fernando's not too thrilled.
Magnussen is and will always be stupid.
Okay, Charles isn't thrilled.
I'm not sure his team boss is even happy.
I don't know where he is, but he can fuck off.
Okay, but K-Mag is back and he's ready to shake things up.
I don't think K-Mag's happy.
This is the worst experience I've ever had in any race car, ever.
Of course, we've just come off the back of 2 weeks of F1 testing.
Yep.
A lot of teams still struggling with porpoising, that up and down movement, although many teams are still struggling with the word porpoising.
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 Purposing.
The proposing, as we call it now.
We don't call it that, that's for sure, but a lot of teams still struggling with the purposing.
Yeah, it is a tricky one.
It is a tricky one. Of course, in testing, all the teams and drivers are trying to explore performance, car setup. Fernando Alonso's keen to explore his ear.
Yeah, it was a good day of testing. Obviously, a strange day yesterday. Formula One, so all the changes we did, they were very clear.
As is his ear canal, it's incredibly clear after all that exploration.
You don't become a 2-time world champion, Tim, through neglecting your ear.
No, that's exactly right. What was he trying to listen to? So many takeaways from testing, Lukey boy. I liked this from George Russell.
I think the biggest thing for me is
That jacket. It is about 10 sizes too big. What is he wearing there? Nice of Lawrence Stroll to lend him one of his smalls. I'm just excited to see him wearing clothes, to be honest. I'm just glad he's wearing a top.
One man we've been following and testing, Tim, has been Valtteri Bottas.
That's right.
Made the big change from Mercedes to Alfa Romeo, and you reported last episode that it was going a little bit rocky.
Valtteri Bottas.
Right.
Gone is the old Valtteri Bottas who is struggling, angry, disappointed at Mercedes. Valtteri Bottas is looking forward to a brand new dawn.
We did have some issues.
Not a good start. Not a good start to Valtteri Bottas. It's a brand new day for Valtteri.
Today was compromised.
That guy can't catch a break.
Well, Tim, I'm happy to report that things are looking up.
Barcelona was far from ideal, but and we had many issues. And today the afternoon session was pretty seamless.
We'll take seamless, Tim. We'll take seamless.
Seamless. That is what we want to hear from Valtteri Bottas. It is all looking up for Valtteri Bottas.
Until day 2.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as smooth as yesterday. Couldn't shift gears and couldn't move forward. Not the best day.
You take the little wins as you can, Tim, step by step.
When we say seamless, what we of course mean is the opposite of seamless.
Stiffness.
Well, it is all looking up at Alfa Romeo, Lukey boy. Nothing can dampen their spirits.
And I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Fred Brasseur, which is very good timing, Fred, because you're top of the times right now with Joe. I mean...
not anymore because Perez improved it.
Oh, has he just taken
but
it?
it's not a drama.
Speaking of team bosses, Lukey boy, very interesting start to the team principals press conference during the week. Just have a listen to Tom Clarkson here.
As you can see, we're joined now by Mike Krack.
Now, I'm not sure that's appropriate for a press conference.
Just as long as we don't see Tom Clarkson's Beyond the Crack.
But Mike Krack is the new team principal at Aston Martin. And let's drill down a little deeper into Mike Krack. Sorry, that is not the right phrase. That is not what we want to be saying. Let's learn a little bit more about Mike Krack. How would Mike Krack describe himself?
He's super tough. He's super tight.
I'm not sure that that's the right expression for Mike Krack either.
Oh, no.
When was the last time we saw a super tight Krack?
So we're going to try and get you some new angles on this thing.
And for anyone who thought you would have seen the Nico Vlogsberg GoPro up the arse, well, you're sorely mistaken.
I think KO are about to give us the arse, Leaky boy, after that performance. Mike Krack is... All right, Mike Krack.
Okay, we could spend the next 15 minutes making Mike Krack jokes. Come on.
No, we got to crack on.
Yeah.
That's not the right phrase either.
He's not a liar, is he? Because I don't want any hot air coming out of Mike Krack.
Mike Krack is the new team boss. I think he's working under Huge Ass. I think that's how the organisational structure is going to look at Aston Martin.
Champagne comedy at the reserve drivers.
Mike Krack, obviously the new team boss at Aston Martin, replaced Otmar Safnauer, who left to go to Alpine. And a lot of the teams are trying to deal with a big issue.
So most teams are overweight, some more than others.
Overweight. A lot of teams are struggling with their weight, Lukey boy. Alpine, are they one of those teams?
It is also ice cream time, as you can see with the mechanics.
Smiling.
They really have got the ice cream between their teeth.
They've really got the ice cream between their teeth. They are struggling with weight.
I'm not going to hear any team complain about budget caps anymore because that is a Magnum. Looks like a Magnum Ego, is it?
He's got a Magnum, and it's all part of Otmar Safnauer's grand plan.
I more than doubled the size of that team.
Through ice cream alone, you look like you've doubled the size of yourself, Otmar. Look at that. He's struggling with a bit of ground effect, if you know what I mean. Speaking of ice cream, Lukey boy, there was an interesting ice cream-related chat on F1 TV during the week between Will Buxton and Jolyon Palmer. And watching those two titans come together, it's like watching two great tennis players bouncing back off each other. It was a wonderful exchange.
And particularly when you see Fernando in his overalls, if they don't end up with a Baskin-Robbins sponsorship by the end of the year, someone at that team hasn't done their job. The colours are perfect.
It's gone straight over my head.
Baskin-Robbins is an ice cream brand. Okay. Have you never been?
No.
Two great tennis players. What a wonderful exchange that was.
It actually gets me thinking about a Baskin-Robbins and F1 collaboration. Because drivers could have their own ice cream.
That's true.
There'd be George Russell. He'd have vanilla. That'd be good. Esteban Ocon, French vanilla.
Oh, there we go.
And there's one for Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Belgian nut. That's a bit... Can I say that?
Well, he is Dutch, but you can say that.
He was born in Belgium. Look it up. And there's actually one for you as well, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's half-baked.
Whoa. Whoa. Rocky road for you, Leaky boy, because that's what you're driving down. Nice. Have you got any other F1 ice creams?
No.
Melting. Struggling with temperatures over here, Leaky boy. Just going back to Jolyon Palmer, Leaky boy. My big learning from testing is never ask Jolyon Palmer a follow-up question.
Red Bull have promised something big for tomorrow.
Well, I'm ready
I've
to
heard
find it.
some whispers that Mercedes are coming with something tomorrow as well.
What else?
Like, the whispers don't lie.
The whispers don't talk by the sounds of things. Give us something, Jolien.
Mercedes are coming with something tomorrow as well.
What else?
Like, the whispers don't lie.
Give us some whispers then, Jolien.
They don't lie, Tim. Tim, I want to talk about AlphaTauri's Yuki Tsunoda.
Great driver, great star of the future.
Fan favourite is Yuki. And being an F1 driver is a physical domain. You need to be on top of things, fit, healthy. Although something interesting caught my ear during Yuki Tsunoda's driver's press conference.
Pretty much every day, Uber Eats, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and one hand on the game controller and one hand just food.
Okay, so Yuki, he was talking about last year, he didn't have the right approach, okay? He spent too much time on Uber Eats, too much time on the game controller, and I did a little bit of research, and it turns out Yuki really does like his food.
I really like the food and the hospitality. Like, for example, AlphaTauri and Honda is really different. Japanese food in Honda and Italian food in Scuderia AlphaTauri, so I can enjoy those two different kind of food in 1 week or 1 day.
Now that is the luxurious life an F1 driver lives.
2 cuisines in the 1 day.
Although I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to mix Japanese and Italian food in the 1 day. That's, well, it might explain why Yuki ended up like this.
My ass really hurts.
Yeah.
Ring of fire there, Timmy. In Bahrain, Yuki shed light that he's got a new fitness regime, and based on his team boss Franz Tost, who I don't know if you know is an avid runner.
There's Franz Tost there, just running away from death. The Grim Reaper is right on his tail.
Anyways, Franz runs a harsh program at AlphaTauri, and you need to be fit, although that definitely conflicts with Yuki's schedule.
But in the morning we're training with Franz on the beach.
No, I won't. You can go.
No, you have to come. Franz organised it.
No, really?
Yeah, mate.
You really?
Yeah, serious.
Okay, he's got a lot of learning to do, does Yuki.
Not keen on fitness is Yuki. That's incredible. A lot of exciting on-track action, Lucky boy, but some even bigger off-track action. For the first time this year, it's time for...
Like a fruit machine at an arcade.
Like Pavlov's dog liquor, bear rib in surgery. Like the inside of a ball of mozzarella cheese.
Like an octopus, fighting an octopus.
Almost like asking a goat to remain within jabbing distance of a T-Rex.
What's the old phrase, Crofty?
I've got balls, but none of them is crystals.
It's like a caged tiger, it's like a quiet boy.
Like a whale.
Like he's got razor blades on his elbows.
Metaphorically, doesn't he?
Metaphormula 1. It's back for season 2022.
Yep, and for new reserve drivers viewers, this is the segment that has made ripples, big waves through the F1 community.
Small ponds.
I struggled for my own Metaphormula there.
This is the segment devoted to all the metaphors, analogies, and similes used in the commentary box. F1 testing's not just a chance for the drivers and teams to test out their cars, it's also a chance for commentators to test their metaphors. And here's Will Buxton.
And they're the heaviest they've ever been.
Yeah, through 10 it looks like they're trying to kind of carry a sack of potatoes or one of those bags of compost that you get from the garden centre. They're always that weird size that you can't quite carry them right.
Struggling for grip with that metaphor, Lucky boy. Struggling for Metaphormula traction.
No, I can picture it in my head, Tim, vividly.
Well, that was Will Buxton's attempt, Lucky boy. Let's go to a pro. Let's go to the king of Metaphormula 1, Martin Brundle, testing out not one, but 2 metaphors.
It's not 100% foolproof, DRS, but it's a help.
It's a sticking plaster, it's a band-aid DRS because you can't get the toothpaste back in the tube.
That is extraordinary Metaphormula action. Write that down. 2 metaphors in one. You can't get the toothpaste back in the tube. Of course you can't. And we all know what that means.
Because it's a Band-Aid.
So much excitement in Bahrain, Lucky boy. Testing round 1, but there was one thing the fans were keen to see.
This grandstand was full actually yesterday afternoon as everybody was waiting to go to the Kings of Leon concert.
The Kings of Leon concert, Lucky boy, and Ted Kravitz got into the mood.
Well, in the words of Caleb from the Kings of Leon, ooh, 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 these brakes are on fire.
Very good.
Ooh, very good from Ted Kravitz. A little bit better than the actual Kings of Leon, by the way, but Ted Kravitz was getting into the spirit. Crofty was getting into the Kings of Leon spirit. See if you can spot the commentator who wasn't getting into the spirit.
Ted Kravitz, always a man on call, never a man to waste a moment. And certainly one who likes to get closer to the action than most. Any more Kings of Leon songs I can get into a commentary, I will, but I'm struggling with Molly's Chambers at the moment.
Very good. Very good. Are you with us, Martin?
I am.
He is not loving it, but he is with us. Well done to those 3. Ted Kravitz was all over testing, Lukey boy, and he asked the questions that everyone else is afraid to ask for good reason.
Are you right? Do you need a massage?
No, I'm in, mate.
It says boxers or briefs. You don't have to answer it. Tight t-shirt and all.
Very tight.
Wow, that's a tight t-shirt.
Yes.
Hashtag Team Willies. Team Willies.
Don't be saying Team Willies while doing that as a general rule. What is Ted Kravitz talking about there?
I'm staying out of this one, Tim. Staying well and truly out of this one.
Well, speaking of Team Willies, speaking of stiffness, it's time for the segment to end all segments. It's time for the first time this year for 10-foot boom pole contender of the week.
It is back, baby.
Bigger than ever. This is the segment where we celebrate the incredibly, ridiculously long boom poles that we're seeing in the paddock. And we saw a beauty in Bahrain.
Yeah, there you go. Just saying that.
Look at that.
Okay, that is-
Look at that. That is an enormous boom pole. That is an enormous boom pole.
Look, as far as boom poles go, that is on the larger end of the boom pole.
That is very funny.
From a stiffness perspective.
It is very funny from a stiffness perspective.
Okay, let's see it one more time, Tim, because that is a boom pole that never ends. Okay, so it's the vertical position for it, but then it goes up.
That is an enormous boom pole. And where did that boom pole end up?
Mike Krack.
Well, that is not where you want a 10-foot boom pole ending up. So that was the 10-foot boom pole contender of the week, Leaky Boy.
A good one, a strong start to the year.
We're boom pole fans. I know some of you are boom pole fans. And one member of the commentary team is a 10-foot boom pole fan.
And we've got Charles Leclerc. So he's just answering some questions with Will with the 10-foot boom poles.
10-foot boom pole from Ted Kravitz.
So just to be clear, Ted Kravitz has quoted, nay referenced, our Zach Brown fist pumps.
So there's no Zach Brown aggressive fist bumps. But if I can be Zach Brown's fist for a moment.
Our homage to fromages.
Who will be making a right mozzarella of their qualifying today? And who will have it perfect as a perfect piece of parmesan?
And now the 10-foot boom pole. Tim, that is a feather in the cap.
That is a 10-foot feather in our 10-foot Mike Krack, and that is exactly where you want it. A big thank you to Ted Kravitz, and that is an amazing first instalment of 10-foot boom pole contender of the week.
Speaking of segments, Tim.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Let me just get KO on the phone right now.
No, don't. Brace yourself.
It's time to play. To that effect, 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 to that effect. It's time to play to that effect.
To that effect?
You like
What
that?
is to that effect?
So, testing is all about the new setups, and there's ground effect, there's Venturi effect about downforce, there's porpoising. It's all physics, all effects, okay?
There's the effect of alcohol, which I think you're suffering from intensely. Have you been sniffing up Mars glue?
So in honor of that, I thought I'd name some famous psychological, physiological, biological effects, and you need to work out if it's the definition that I give you or something else.
Great. So if it's to that effect or not to that
Correct.
effect. Great.
Well done.
Do I get a point? Is there a point?
The very first one is the wagon wheel effect.
The wagon wheel effect.
Now, is the wagon wheel effect a stroboscopic effect that explains the optical illusion of spoked wheels appearing to rotate differently to their true rotation? Or is it Daniel Ricciardo's obsession with the country pop singer-songwriter Darius Rucker's 2013 version of the song?
Heading down south to the land of the pine. Right, mama, like a southbound train. I can see my baby tonight.
The wagon wheel effect.
Could you repeat the question? No, we don't have time. The wagon wheel effect. Well, I thought it was the effect of Omar Safnow having one too many wagon wheel chocolates earlier before. But I'm going to say that the wagon wheel effect relates to the... What did you say?
Stroboscopic.
No, the other one. Daniel Ricciardo. I reckon it's Daniel Ricciardo.
Ba-bam. Next one. The
Interesting that in a game called To That Effect and we don't have sound effects. The one effect we don't have...
The espresso crema effect. Okay, the espresso crema effect. Is it an analog model for superficial material alteration whereby weathering, for example, can change or influence the physical characteristics of the surface, but not what's underneath the surface? Or is it literally George Russell struggling to put cream in his espresso?
Okay, I've been fooled before. I'm going to say the crema effect is...
The superficial alteration of material surfaces?
Got it in one.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This doesn't even look like a cappuccino, George.
You're none from two at the
In
moment.
fairness, Lavazza is very hard to get right, even when you do it right.
How are you finding it, to that effect? You like it?
To some effect.
Last but not least, The pirate effect.
The pirate effect.
The pirate
Here we
effect.
go.
Now, is the pirate effect a socio-criminal phenomena that explains how the US film industry lost $1.5 billion a year due to the illegal, systematic, and underground operation of film piracy?
Or
is it Eddie Jordan's grilling of Toto Wolff?
Okay, this is interesting. The pirate effect. I'm going to say film piracy.
Let's find out.
But Toto, that was totally disingenuous. You screwed up. You've taken your eye off the ball. You are such a meanie. Why are you such an old bag? I'm an Irish, I won't use the P word, but that's what I am. I say it as it is.
He's a pirate.
Oh, no, Tim. None from 3.
None from 3. And this segment is none from 1, Lucky Boy, to tell you the truth. What a wonderful... Have you got more?
I was just going to say, that was and always will be...
To that effect, 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 to that effect. It's time to play to that effect.
And to that effect, we will never be seeing that again on this show.
Look, you miss 99% of the shots you don't take, Tim. Or is it 100%? Timmy boy, we need to jump out of here.
Another jam-packed episode.
Straight over my head.
That's okay, Jolien. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching at home. Thanks for all your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. Big thank you to KO as well for coming back on board. Every F1 race is now on KO. We'll be watching the Bahrain Grand Prix on KO live and ad break free during racing. Going to be fantastic. But to take us out tonight, Logie boy,
the Kings of Leon.
Couldn't afford them, but instead we got a local tribute band.
Mike Krack,